And real quick before I bring him in, let's talk a little bit about Narmak so that whoever isn't aware about who he is gonna know right now. So Narmak is an independent animator who animates whatever comes to his mind, no matter how beautiful or sometimes grotesque. All his animations and future animations are simply him having fun and practicing the craft, as animating and creating art is a hobby of his. He is a young man with a plan to create some crispy content. And you can find more about him on his Twitter at Narmak13 or subscribe to his channel, which we will definitely post his link very soon. And everybody, please help me in welcoming Narmak. What's up, man?
Yo, what is up?
Thank you so much for coming tonight. We are so excited to have you here. You know, a lot of the times people think that CenterStage is just veered towards voice acting, but we are veered towards creators in general. We've had the opportunity to have one of our old special guests, Anna from Legend X Games, and she did visual novels. And now we're luckily having you here. And real quick, just if anybody isn't aware already, Narmak did hit over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. So my hat is off to you, man. Congrats on that. That is a huge goal. Have you gotten the Twitter button thing yet? Or no?
Did you say the Twitter button?
Button thing, yeah.
Well,
no, I mean the YouTube button thing.
I did get the silver play button, but that's for 100,000, and I got that maybe like 2 months ago, but I hit 100,000 like over a year ago. So
so they come a little late.
Yeah, I mean the only reason I got it was because I messaged YouTube and I was like, hey, can I have the button, please? And they were like, oh, okay.
I think I'm about to hit 500. Maybe we should try.
Like, I didn't even get the first one. Like, I'm halfway through the second.
Damn, YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, they had a little note in it, and it was really cute. So.
Aw, that's nice. Well, now we know that it sometimes takes a little bit more time for you to get that button plaque thing that I call button plaque thing. But you know, I think it's so cool. And I have to ask you, how does it feel knowing that like over 500,000 people are watching your creations come to life? How is that?
You know, I feel like I'm a little disconnected from that kind of aspect because I don't really ever see myself as like, you know, having that giant audience. I literally just make whatever I want. I just post it and see who likes it, you know? So, I mean, it's really cool. And one of my favorite things to do when I post a video is reading the comments. Like, some of those comments are really heartwarming, and some of them are just very, say, creative in their content. But it's really, really cool. And I don't know, like, I didn't think I'd ever have such a big audience before.
Yeah, and I think the coolest thing about it is how you're saying that, you know, the ability to do something without really thinking about fame or fortune or any of that stuff, just doing it because it's something you love, is 10 times more rewarding than, you know, trying to catch someone's attention. Because like you say, you're doing this for fun. So this is obviously...
I don't even have time to think about all that kind of stuff. It is dead drop, tiring work doing what I do. Like, it's like I can get a video out maybe every 2 months, and that's if I work my booty off. So like, I don't even like, there's so much like other things you could do. Like, I know a lot of other channels have like, I don't know, kind of filler content, or they release other
right
videos
I do see
really
that
related.
sometimes.
I just don't have time for that. Like, I have school, animation. That's all I do. I just work on animation. When it's done, and I release it.
You know, and piggybacking on school, we were just talking a little bit offline first, before anybody got in here. Narmak and I met like an hour ago. And you know, we were talking about school, and I think it's fabulous that you are doing a full-time student. Your hobby sort of full-time too. You know, I hope you're getting enough sleep. You gotta sleeping, Narmak. You can't. You gotta take time for yourself.
I'm basically nocturnal at this point. I think I woke up at like, I don't know, 12 a.m. today.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. I just
Yeah,
sit in
it's
my chair, animate, go to class, eat, come back, resume working. It is
everybody who's listening, we were also cracking up because Narmak and I have had a pretty eventful day, or past few days. He was studying for his midterm and finishing up an animation that I'm sure we're going to talk about soon. I was in Texas recording and then just came back, and we're both dead. And we are okay with that because we're kind of here, kind of not. That's why we have Anthony on the sidelines, just to
Thank you.
slap us up. Thank you, Anthony, for slapping us.
Slap me, please.
So real quick, let me go ahead and answer a Twitter question that we had from one of your followers.
Sounds good.
And anybody listening, I do see my helpers letting me know that we have an issue with the Twitch chat. I don't know if they fixed it yet. I'm not watching that one right now. But if by chance you cannot ask a question on Twitch, do not fret. Go ahead and tag me and Narmak or reply to his thread. And also we have 60 people here. So hi to my 60 people coming in. Welcome. And as I was saying, my Twitter is at Yenni Ann VO and Narmak's is at Narmak13. So you can go ahead and tag either of us, both of us, or answer his ask a question through the thread that he has. And we're gonna go ahead and start. So I have Manimation Twitter asking, when you first started learning how to animate, were there ever times when you felt like you couldn't do it or that you weren't good enough?
I would say no, but that's because of the way I started was very unconventional.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So how I started animating was in my beginning of my senior year of high school is when I started. I am a fourth year in college right now, so that's basically 4 years ago, a little bit over 4 years ago. And there was a class I was in. It was called Math Analysis. We called it Math Anal. And basically, oh no, that was sophomore year. Hold on, let me think. Math Anal, Calc BC. Multivariable calculus. I was in that my senior year. And basically we just had a bunch of spare time because that was like the most advanced math class there, and there wasn't much content because like there wasn't much else to teach after calculus BC.
Right.
So our teacher said you can do one project, whatever you want, just something you've never done before, and at the end of the year you'll show it. And at that point in time, all I've been doing was like every single homework assignment I've ever gotten since, I don't know, elementary school, I would doodle all over it. I would draw all over the walls. I got in trouble for that. I got in trouble for drawing on a trash can. Let me tell us about that. But
wow.
anyways,
you were making it pretty.
I was making it pretty, but they did not think that. But yeah, so I decided, to do animation. I don't know why, but I just thought it'd be cool. And my first animation, I guess real animation, was this one I made about Naruto.
Okay.
I'm gonna present this to my math class. Keep this in mind. So it was this 7 to 8 minute video about how Naruto walks into a dark room, sees Sasuke making out with Rock Lee, gets super pissed, and they just beat the shit out of each other. And I put like little dialogue from the show where they actually speak Japanese, but I completely changed the subtitles, so it'd be like blah 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 blah, and the subtitles would be like, he's gonna slap my Johnny, like I need to get out of here. And by the end of the video, they destroy like half the village, and their butt cheeks are just sticking out of the rubble, but they're holding hands, and they made up, but they're dead.
Oh.
I don't really know what I was thinking, but yeah, it was a fun day that day
for you. It paved the way.
It paved the way. It did take me like half my senior year to make that thing, because that's literally like the first time I ever did something animation like that. And I did use some references. There was one scene where I just kind of looked at the animation from a scene from Naruto, and I kind of like, I didn't really copy it, but I definitely like try to get the same exact feel.
I see.
Yeah, showing that video as my final project in class, there was a lot of agape mouths.
Yeah, I know.
If any of you have seen this video, you can just imagine a elderly math teacher who's expecting a cute little animation.
Yeah, and it's like two guys making out and them getting
making out and pulling their pants off.
Yeah, pulling their pants down, slapping
dying
Johnny.
at the end. Like, it was great. I was cracking up.
Yeah, and you know, again, that paved the way for you, and it really like opened doors because this is when I'm assuming this is when you thought, okay, you know, I like this. I'm gonna continue doing this.
Yeah.
And real quick, let me go ahead and add to that. ShadowWolf4X asked, and I do have a few others asking, what editing programs did you use at first and are currently using?
So I didn't really go about the traditional way of starting animations, I guess, because before I started, I did quite a bit of video editing in Sony Vegas 10, I think. I forgot the version. And I looked up online, like, hey, what's some like good animation software? I have no idea. And I saw, oh, everyone uses Adobe Flash. I'll just use that. So I acquired it through methods, and I just started, like, I just dived right in and I just made an animation out of it. I didn't really like look that much up. So my current setup then would be I animate in Adobe Flash CS6.
Oh, cool, because that was actually Super Saiyan Goku is asking right now. That he uses Flash 6. He was wondering how you sprite animate for crossover fights. So I guess we can bleed into this question too here.
Okay. So I use Adobe Flash CS6 for the raw animation, and then I export that file. So when I animate, I don't make it in one big Flash file. Every single scene or cut is its own file, which I do because the thing is so laggy. It can't handle like 5 seconds of animation, so I have to kind of cut it up into little tiny itty bits. And I will export all of those files to After Effects, Adobe After Effects. And in that program, I'll add color correction, cool effects, lens flare, shaky cam, blurry, like, you know, depth of field, that kind of stuff, just cool little things like that. And then I'll export all of that footage into Premiere Pro, and that's where I do the final editing. I add sound effects, voice acting, I put the clips together, maybe a little bit more video editing. Premiere Pro has some capabilities. Just, you know, put everything together, wrap it up real nice, and export that, upload to YouTube, done.
Nice.
Sounds fast, but
it obviously takes time. Yeah. And you know, speaking of time and learning, Manimation's Twitter also had another question for you. He had like 3 questions, but we're going through them. He was asking how you were able to learn After Effects and if you have any tips for it.
All 3 programs I just kind of just started using. Like, I just dived right in. That's kind of how I guess do things. When I have like a new thing, I just start tinkering with it or seeing what's up. When I needed help for something, I just YouTubed or Googled, like, hey, how do I do this? And the answer was pretty simple, or there was like someone who had a little tutorial. You just have to like experiment with it. Like, I remember I would literally just go through all the effects and see what looked cool. Like, I remember in the SpongeBob opening 1, when Plankton kind of like opens his eye and like it, like, I don't know, like a laser beam comes out. I'm not sure what exactly I did there, but it's like it all goes bright. It's because I just found this cool effect. I think it was light burst, and then you can actually keyframe it to like get stronger and stronger, and it looked like a laser beam was coming out of his eye. It was just like something I found right there. I'm like, hey, that looks cool. So I just
so you're like, yeah, this is gonna go in here.
He was actually supposed to just open his eye and look evil, but now he's like
destroying
the universe or something. I don't know. It's looked cool. So just experiment a lot. If there is something specific that you want to do, then just Google or YouTube it. It's 99% of the time they have a tutorial or an answer for you. So
nice.
Yeah, just be adventurous, you know.
Okay, and then you know, so we already went through your first project, and I'm gonna continue on to Shadow Wolf. Had another question that really makes sense with this. How many could you say animated projects have you done in a total from that time that you started in math class to about now? Do you have like a number?
Oh, let me check my channel. Like, I'm not sure. I just make one and pop it out and work right on the next one. I guess like, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I do have some little animations on my YouTube channel that are actually unlisted because during my senior year of high school, while I was working on that big math project, there was other projects for different classes, and I would make little animations for that project. Like there's one where in my econ class we had to pitch a product, so I pitched Dasani, the water bottle. I don't know why, I just had one in my bag, so I was like, let's do it. And I made a little animation for that, and I made a little animation for a book I read called Flatland. That was also for math class. Just random stuff. And
Just random
I have
stuff,
about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, like 20-ish, I guess. 20 animations I've made.
Okay. Wow.
From when I started to now.
That's a big number. People might not think it's a big number, but when you think about the time and the restraints that you had at first, you know, you weren't really as, you know, when you first started, you didn't know all that you know. And it takes time. And I think it's amazing that, you know, within 2 months' time, you're continuously putting some type of video up with an animation on it, which again, props to you for that. And keeping in this animation thing, I do have 2 questions coming from our Twitch chat. And the first one is from Furi Kujaku, and they're asking, what made you start drawing and animating stuff? And I know that you had kind of talked about the fact that, you know, you doodled when you were younger, but because you have been posting, you know, you have you're gonna have over 20 videos now of animations as you keep going. When was it that you're like, you know what, like I am gonna make a YouTube video and I am going to do my drawing and animating stuff in there? Like, what made it all come together?
Like what made my YouTube channel come together? As
Yes.
Like something I post
Yes.
animations on?
Right.
Well, this channel started as an alt account for me to show my projects in class.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not gonna use my main one. Like, I'll use my alt one. Just something to go on YouTube, sign in, show the videos. And well, I don't know. I just converted it after my senior year to a silly little channel where I post random animations and I share them on Facebook with my friends. I remember when I made the first Attack on Ogre video about Shrek and Attack on
Yes,
Titan
I saw that one.
mashed together. I had 4,000 or 8,000 subscribers, and I was like, oh my god, what? I have 8,000 people watching this. That's crazy. It's just some stupid thing I made. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just had a lot of fun. It was really fun to make them, and I really love reading the comments. Like, I think the YouTube comments is like a major motivator for me. Just
definitely.
Other people enjoying it, you know? And the comments are so funny. Like, I remember when the SpongeBob opening 1 came out, I literally made a little compilation of the best comments. And it was a hootenanny. It was really nice.
And you know what? Let me switch right now to voice acting, because we do have our voice actors on our Discord asking some questions. So I'm going to start off with something that kind of deals with that too. Rufus asks, what's the hardest part about syncing voices to animation? Because like you said, you do use some of the Japanese, I guess, scenes, and then you use the voice and you put it into the animation, correct?
Yeah. I still haven't perfected this, I guess. So I've changed my method a lot. And right now what I do is so before what I did was it's kind of silly. I'd animate the guy speaking, and then I'd voice over it in Premiere Pro. So I'd have to like practice it, like try to match the mouth. It's kind of like, I guess, what in anime when they dub it.
Yeah.
Like, it's already
the ADR.
made, so you gotta like. That's why sometimes it's awkward in dubbing when like they'll have an awkward pause in the middle, like, you are my enemy, like, because they have to wait.
It is. There is a you know, from experience, yeah, you gotta try to match the lip flaps as much as possible.
Exactly.
So whether it's like adding an extra word or taking out some things, so we try to make it as nice and flowing as possible, but there's only so much you can do sometimes. And it is kind of comedic when like and there's been a bunch of jabs on it too, like how like the old dubs, like they would still be talking or like they finish talking and the flap is still going, like the character's still going blah, 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 blah.
My favorite instance of this is in the Kingdom Hearts games, because it's that weirdness combined with the ridiculousness of what they're saying. Like, you'll have a character saying the darkness and
then just
are my favorite. And it's like, what are you? What?
Hey, by the way, are you playing Kingdom Hearts 3 or no?
I'm way too busy animating. I'm not playing anything. I'd
No
wish.
time at all. I feel your pain.
I don't even have a PS4. Like, I didn't buy one because I know like I'd play that, and I'd rather just improve animating. And
Right.
I'm really working to improve right now. Past year and a half, I've been like trying new stuff and just working my booty off. So I'd rather focus on that.
Continue working your booty off, and I know that one day you're gonna make this hobby. What would you like to make this hobby into, something as a career? Have you ever thought about that, or do you have your mind set up in something else? Because I know you're in college. Do you have a set degree that you're gonna get, or are you gonna just switch and try to focus on animation if you're given the opportunity?
What's so great about what I do is I just have a dumb idea. I'll just make it and I'll just post it and I'll have some fun. It's like, it's a hobby at the end of the day. And I guess I could pursue it career-wise, but there's just something unappealing to me about animating something that I might not be interested in. Like, if I'm part of a studio, let's say like I really practice and I improve a lot, and I'm like, a studio is gonna hire me, and they say, I want you to animate, I don't know, this new cartoon on Cartoon Network. Let's say like Steven Universe. I don't really watch Steven Universe. I think it's a cool show, but personally, like that style and the characters and stuff isn't something I'd be very interested in drawing hours on hours and in. That's another thing that motivates me. Just I like what I'm making. This silly video is just so much fun to make. So I don't know.
There's there's no constraints on it. There's no limitations for you.
I don't know if that would work for me.
Yeah, I know. I understand. I understand that part. And actually, Thunboy169 from Twitch was trying to ask if you ever do animation exercises, or do you only work on big projects? So I think I'd add to his question too. Would you also do an animation if someone asks you for it, or you're strictly not doing commissions and just doing things that you can do on your own?
I have no firm thing or idea what exactly. It's because it's a hobby. I just do whatever I feel like.
Right.
So, for example, I get asked commissions all the time, and a lot of the times they're like, hey, I have this original story about this young boy who goes on an adventure and gains the ultimate power. And I'm like, that's very interesting, but sorry, like, I don't want to do that.
Oh, yeah, and it's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, like, no offense, but this takes so much time, and I don't know why. And a lot of these people say, it's a really cool idea, so we can work together and you can make it. And I'm like, so is this a commission, or you just want me to make this for free?
Yeah.
And like, I can't do any of that, especially if I'm not interested in it. On the other hand, I did get approached by the folks that handled the remake of the Shrek movie.
Nice.
It was a collaboration, and oh my god, Shrek is my boy. He's my ogre lord. I love Shrek. So
you were like, F yeah. Yeah.
And they also commissioned me, so they paid me to do it. So they're gonna give me a little bit of money, and they're gonna ask me to animate Shrek.
You're like, hello.
Yeah,
that's it.
Go.
That's where I'm going. And you know what? Talking about that. So let's say we're gonna bring in Tim the Wizard asked this question. This is a really good one, and I wanted to see what did you say about this. It's a kind of a mix between animating and voice actors. Let's say you have this idea and you want to animate it. If you could collaborate with any 4 voice actors to create an animated short, with who would you want to work with and why? And that's his question.
Any voice actor?
Yeah, you can choose any 4 voice actors. Like anyone, if you just want them to be actors, so it's fine. It's just any voice. If you don't know, the voice actors by name, it's totally fine. But just what voices would you want to collaborate with?
Oh, well, I don't know the names of many voice actors, just the ones that are kind of recurring. But I'll definitely tell you the voices I want. First of all, I want Shaggy. I need Shaggy.
Oh my gosh. I love that guy.
I think I can do a pretty decent Shaggy impersonation, but I just need the true one and only Shaggy in my studio, aka my room, my shitty mic.
You'll be like, sit on my bed.
Yes.
Sit on my bed. Here's a
I
mic.
need Shaggy. A. Second guy, I need Hugh Neutron from the Jimmy Neutron series. Oh my god, I need Hugh
You're
Neutron.
bringing back memories.
I need
Yes.
Hugh Neutron. I have so many ideas for. Well,
Anthony's just in the background going like memes.
like I don't know. I love just taking random characters and just making them do stupid stuff together. So I want Shaggy. I can do Scooby myself. I want Hugh Neutron. I want Hank Hill. And so that's 3. I won't count myself. 4th one, Oh, I gotta think about that. It could be anyone, but just those 3, like, I would. Oh, SpongeBob!
Yo!
SpongeBob! Give me what's his name? Mr. Kenny. Something Kenny. I don't remember. Do you know the voice actor for SpongeBob?
Unfortunately, I don't watch SpongeBob anymore, and I don't keep current with it, and I don't remember his name. But I'm sure someone will find it for us and tag us the name. Tom Kenny. There you go.
So I want I want SpongeBob, Hugh Neutron, Shaggy, and Hank Hill. If I could get those 4 guys, I would work my booty off on a video, no matter how long it takes, and make the greatest animation I have ever seen. Shaggy, Hugh Neutron, Hank Hill, Scooby-Doo, and SpongeBob. Just all 5 of them, like some sort of Infinity War mashup going at it.
Avengers of like Nickelodeon and like Cartoon Network, because it's Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon mashup.
It would honestly be just it would blow my mind. But...
So talking about this too, what is the next animation that you're working on? If you want to give us like a hint. And this question comes from Carly Bell at the Twitch chat. She's asking, what's your next animation?
Well, I do have a lot of projects planned. But every time I take a shower, just a new idea pops up, and I write it in my Discord.
You're scrubbing, shampooing, and you're like, yes!
Yeah.
I know what I'm gonna do next.
A lot of times when I think of a new idea, I'll think of so a lot of animations I make, I base it off a music track I really like. So like something I hear in a video game or a movie that I think just sounds really cool, and I want to put an animation to it. Like when I watched Man of Steel, I thought it was so cool, and I wanted to put the Man of Steel soundtrack to Scooby-Doo and Shaggy duking it out Dragon Ball Z style.
Oh my god.
But we're gonna have to wait on that idea. But anyways, I guess I'll just tell you guys, my next animation is gonna be SpongeBob opening 3. And there's actually a reason for that. I wouldn't actually make this because I want to make these SpongeBob shorts because it sounds really fun to make. However, both of my opening 1 and 2 are demonetized and they are content flagged. So I don't want the short to be like jeopardized by this. So what I'm doing is I'm making opening 3. I am working my ass off on it. Like, it's going to be the greatest thing ever.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, and I do have an original song for this. So the first 2 the first one I used a cover, got demonetized. Second one I used a cover that was even more covery, if that's a word. That got demonetized, so I'm like, what? No. Okay, well, fine, I'll just make my own. So I contacted the guy who did the cover for opening 2. His name's Romy. He's an amazing singer, like Japanese singer. Like, he's really good. And
awesome, Romy. Shout out to you.
Shout out to my boy Romy. Follow that man on Twitter. If you love anime openings, he'll cover anything for you, and he does a really good job. And I'm really picky, like, for these opening songs I use. I'm super duper picky. I don't choose English versions because it just doesn't give the same feel. And if it's Japanese, it has to be like a legit. It can't just be like watashi wa, like it has to be, you know.
Understood.
So yeah, he actually wrote an original song for opening 3, and it sounds amazing. Like, it sounds extremely legit, and I can't wait for all of you guys to hear it. In, like, I don't know, a month-ish. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take.
Right, TBA, but it's coming.
It is definitely coming, and it is like full speed ahead. It is.
Hell yeah! So also, I have a question from our Discord. It's Cyber Soul Gem. They are asking, how did you study Sakuga and slash anime action style animation? And I have to ask you that too. Like, how long did it take you to do that? Because I have seen some of them, and the fighting scenes are like intense. They're awesome. Like, for example, the Shrek one, I was like, OMG. It was like the coolest thing for me. So, and I'm sure
Well,
for a bunch of other people too.
to be honest, I see myself as having to improve exponentially so. Like every animation I make, so I think you asked this question before, and it's like, do I practice or do I do big projects? The thing
Right.
is, all of the animations I release are my practice, if that makes sense. So that's why the ideas are so silly, just because I can think of the idea in 5 seconds. Like everything I do for these videos, they aren't really well planned. I just do them as they come. Well, I will plan the animation, but like the dialogue and whatever, like I'll just like I'll literally be in Premiere Pro and I'll just like say it right then. Just think of it like, what sounds cool? Yeah,
What sounds, yeah.
So
Awesome.
but in terms of studying, what I do usually is I'll find a clip of some animation I really like, or I really like am interested in the techniques used, and like how they what kind of keyframes they use, what kind of in-betweens, the breakdowns they use. And I'll just either, if it's like a really short thing on YouTube, I'm just like kind of passively interested, I'll just use the YouTube frame by frame feature. But if I really want to get in depth, I'll put it into Premiere Pro and I'll just go frame by frame, and I'll just kind of study it and see
what you like.
Yeah, so I learned a lot from that. Actually, I learned about overshooting. That's like, if someone punches, you don't just animate the punch connecting to the guy and stopping. You let the punch go a little bit through where it's supposed to connect, and it comes back, like it bounces back. I learned that by just observing animations. And actually, a lot of the things I see when I observe animations, I just kind of watch it. I don't really do frame by frame. I only do that if I really want to get the nitty gritty. And it's actually really distracting watching any anime or cartoon, because I'll notice everything about the animation, and it'll be one frame where the left side of his jacket, there's a little tiny bit of color missing. I'm like, hey, well, I noticed that. Like,
yeah, and then you go back. So you do try to be very meticulous with it as well.
Yeah, I'm super duper observant. I'm always, whenever I see any sort of animation, I always go into like study mode and see what they do and appreciate the techniques. And like,
that's good, man, because you got an eye for it.
Yeah, I'll be like, wow, that's really cool, or oh, that's awesome. Like, oh, I see like a shortcut they made, but it's not super noticeable. That's really cool.
Yeah. And here I have 2 questions coming up now. They're sort of, they kind of mesh in together, and they're, one of them is from our Discord member, which is Unknown End, and the other is Danny Make Her Mine, and that they are from the Twitch chat. And let me start with Danny's. They say, what is your most enjoyable project that you've felt most successful about? And then Unknown End bounces and says, how did you react when like one of them went viral?
I'll answer the first one. I'm not sure which one was the most enjoyable. It's weird because I can watch an animation and that I made and watch a scene and remember exactly what I was thinking about when I made that scene. It's really weird, but I'd say the most enjoyable one to rewatch would probably be my magnum opus, Scooby's Bizarre Adventure. Now that thing, like, I'm not sure what I was thinking. I made it the summer before college, but it definitely, like, I love that video so much. It's the quintessential essence of who I am in my channel. Just innocence lost, you know? And I do want to make, okay, I'm not sure more is the right word. I do want to make, I guess, like a spiritual successor to that video with my boy Scooby and the man Shaggy, but it'll probably be a little bit toned down in terms of the visceralness of it. No dog booties are gonna get penetrated with this time. All right. it'll definitely be as intense, if not more. Like, it'll be, if anything, it might even be worse, if you can call it that, but just not like as explicit.
Yeah, I can see that. And real quick too. So Narmak, I know this is kind of going outside of what we were talking about, but I do have someone who is in our Discord server, and they won our biggest question we had for the end of the year, and he completed all of the questions that we were asking for, and he was allowed one special guest to ask a question to and for it to be answered. So I'm going to bring that guest, that member in, and whatever question they have, I mean, I think it's cool. You got, he's like,
no, I got it.
Excited.
You know, nothing's out of my realm. I'll answer.
Well, some things, not how tall your dad is. We're not asking how tall his dad is. All right,
man,
real quick, let me bring in. Yeah, well, you didn't. Hey, Leon, what's?
Hello.
Hey,
what's
so
up, Leon?
you, Leon, you had gone ahead and you had won our end of the year challenge, and so whatever question you have for Narmak, you were granted one question, and he did answer about being an animator, but if you have any other question to ask Narmak, he's all yours. Leon, he's all yours. Go for it. Ask a question.
Okay. I'm gonna have to ask, where did you decide to get your name from? Is there a story behind that?
That I'm not sure.
Good question.
Should I answer this? Because if I answer this, I'm afraid that some interesting people will find me.
Okay. I see how we are.
Yeah.
So how about this? I'm gonna switch up your question a little bit, Leon. So
Okay.
Narmak, we had talked about this before, and Leon, I'm gonna leave you in here so you can giggle with us. So Narmak, I remember that you're like, well, there's quite a funny story in regards to my Twitter, because I was like, Narmak, why is it Narmak 13? Is there like another Narmak out there? And you said, oh, well, I have a funny story. And I'm like, wait, save it for the stream. So let's go ahead and answer that one. Is that a good question for you, Leon? Will you accept that one?
Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right. And I guess just to answer your first question, it's related to my name. I'll just say that.
All right.
Fair enough.
Provide
Fair
I can
enough.
live with that.
All right. So my Twitter username, Narmak13. Well, not even the username, my Twitter itself. The only reason I even have a Twitter was due to the SpongeBob opening 1 debacle. So what happened with that was a bunch of booty munchers took my video, cropped out the beginning and end where I actually had my name and credits and stuff, and re-uploaded it all over Facebook. Oh my god, I hate Facebook. Anyways, and it basically got like super duper viral, but no one knew I made it, and that really sucked. And I saw on Twitter there was an individual, a female, who uploaded it, and she cropped out the beginning and the end, and I was really just really sad. So I made a Twitter right then and there. Narmak13 was like the default, like whatever. I just want to make it really quick so I could comment. So that's why I got Narmak13, and I commented, "Hey, I made this video. Can you give me credit?" And that comment, I didn't mean to like do any hate for this individual. I'm like, hey, could you just say I made the video or something? But a lot of people saw that, and it got really highly uploaded, and the person kind of got shit on, and I felt kind of bad. So I told everyone on Twitter, like, hey, don't shit on this person, please.
Yeah, and it's understandable, but at the same time, and I think this is like an ongoing issue that we have just in the content creating community, where it's very easy to just take out someone's name from something, make it your own. But intellectual property is a thing, and there are people working on it, and there's copyright stuff. So it's being worked on, and there are a lot of people who will help in case like your ideas get stolen. But it's so difficult because the internet is so big, and sometimes I feel like it's bound to happen at some point.
This was back when I had like 40,000 subscribers and I was not known at all. So, I mean, honestly, I'm really grateful that a lot of people liked it. I made the SpongeBob opening 1 when I was, I think I was in my last quarter of sophomore year in college, and I made it in between. It's crazy. 3 econ classes, and I had to actually pass all 3 econ classes with a 3.5 GPA or better, or else I wouldn't get into the major. My school's crazy.
Lord.
And well, I did it, and I made SpongeBob opening 1, and it went freaking
Hell
crazy
yeah.
viral. And I was like, "Oh my god, what's my life? I'm just gonna lie down." Like, but yeah,
Yeah.
it got stolen, no credit, and that sucked. I commented, "Hey, give me credit though," and that's how I made my Twitter.
And that's how it just went kaploosh. And it's everywhere now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Leon, I hope you enjoyed your little gift from CenterStage. If you have any parting words for Narmak, I will let you have them. Go ahead.
My parting words are, you're the bomb.
Aww.
Thank you. And you're a pleasant plump yourself.
Bye, Leon.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Oh, so nice. You're the bomb.com. Okay, so I do have a very cheesy question that we had. And I was wondering if I would say it, but I want to say I want to see what
Spit
you
it
say.
out. Let's hear it.
Oh, so Pixel Fall Studios on Twitter asked, what would you say to people who want to be as great as you are? And that is such a sweet Pixel. That is the sweetest.
You know, I don't know if this is, I honestly don't think this is self-esteem issues. I think this is like actually legitimate, because I'm part of the Zetai Absolute Discord, and they are absolutely amazing at animating. Some of the people there work on actual anime. Like one of the animators, he goes by the name Guzu. He actually worked on Boruto, one of the fights.
Whoa, nice.
God, like I was moist as a freaking clam in the ocean. That thing was so sick. And whenever I saw, it's kind of demoralizing when I go through this Discord and I go through my Twitter and I see amazing art. Like there's a lot of artists in my own Discord that are like so amazing. They're way better than me. Like I don't know, like off the top of my head, there's Goat is really good. Goat Pancake. There's a user named Frisky. Her art is so good.
Wow! Shout out to you guys.
I mean, they're all so good, and I'm just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna stick with animation. Then I can't match this. But I honestly don't see myself as that good at animating. And well, I do know that I do have some there. I have something to offer. But I think a lot of what I have to offer is not only my animation quality, because it's okay, but also like I do make all my animations by myself. I animate it. I mostly do all the voice acting by myself. So like if there's 5 characters, I do them all. I do all the editing, the After Effects editing. I don't make the music, of course. So that's probably the only thing I don't do. And I think putting all those things together is what kind of gives me my, I don't know, uniqueness.
Your that that spark.
My oof.
Oh, there you go. And you know what? No question that is asked here is silly. So for anybody who has a question and you feel like it would resonate with you in some way, don't be afraid to ask. And we have someone on our Discord, Madoon Fool. He asked, would it be bad for a voice actor to make a video game? A person told me that it was a stupid dream I had and I should choose one or the other. And I think this kind of falls to what you do, because animating isn't something, like you say, it's your hobby. So it's not something that's on the top of your platter, but it is something that you do and you spend time on. And I'm sure that people have told you, animating. So what are your words to people who are trying to jumble both? And would it be silly? In my opinion, Madoon, I do not think it is foolish. You do not have to choose one or the other. You can do anything, because creating is a free realm. Create whatever you want, whether it be voice acting or video game editing or animation, whatever it might be.
Really quickly, the question you asked me before, like advice how to be as good as me, I was just like saying how bad I was. To answer that question really quick, just go in Flash, go in whatever animation program you have, think of a stupid idea and just make an excuse to animate it. Like that's what I did, and that's where I am now. So
there you go, guys.
It sounds so, it's honestly so simple. Animation is not, I wouldn't even say it's that hard, I guess. What's so difficult about it is the amount of time and studying
the consumption
and just like sitting in, if you can sit in that chair, whip out that animation pencil, pen, or whatever you got, and just draw pictures for 10 hours and just be okay that you just made 2 seconds,
right?
Then that's what you
And
got.
that
You have to have a lot of patience
and let me tell you,
concentration.
simplicity is the key to most things. And you know, that question has been asked a lot just in general when it comes to, you know, how can I do what you're doing, or how do I get there? And it's just picking up a pen, picking up a microphone, picking up something and just trying, because there's nothing wrong with trying at all. You know, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah, you're gonna fail a few times. I'm sure Narmak, everybody listening, I'm sure Narmak has crumpled a bunch of papers before and thrown them in the trash can. Am I right?
I actually save all my drawings.
Oh my god, never mind.
I have a giant box.
Thanks, Narmak. Totally like
No. Listen. I gotta explain, all right? So,
All right,
I have a
explain.
giant box at home of homework assignments, you know, projects, notebooks, everything from, I think, 4th grade to the end of high school. And the reason why I have all that is because every single piece of homework that I have in there or whatever has doodles and drawings over it.
right.
Like, and I just saved all of it because I just love going through it. I used to draw little comics at the back of my projects, doodles in the top left of my math homework. None of my teachers cared, which is pretty cool. And I don't know, I just saved it all. Now I draw in sketchbook. I carry it around with me everywhere I go, which is better than drawing it on the thing you're trying to turn in and get an A on. But
Right, because then you lose it.
yeah, like, don't be like ashamed of your past works. When I look at my first animations, I freaking laugh my ass off. I love what I did back then. Of course I'm better now, but I'm not gonna roast
Right.
what I was back then. I'll look at Naruto slapping Sasuke's ass cheeks and be like, "Ooh, I'm glad I made that." Let's go.
I'm glad you made that too. I wish I could see it. Can we see that one? Is that one uploaded?
It is uploaded.
Oh my god.
It's one of the first ones on there. It's called
my gosh.
Naruto Betrayal of Bay.
Oh,
3 years ago
OMG.
now.
I'm
Wow.
on that. I am going to watch that, and then I will give you my 100% review. I'm just gonna be like, listen, Narmak, this is it. This is the one. and
Good.
and also I have I think we have time for 2 more questions. This one's also from Tin the Wizard, and I think this is a pretty cool question. If you could animate a music video for one song, which would you pick?
Oh, a music video?
Yeah, this is like this just opened up a can of worms.
I'm gonna sound very like uncultured and like a man who doesn't know music, but I just listen to soundtracks when I do stuff, so I don't really, not really knowledgeable of the real music, I guess. You know,
Right.
singing and all that. I don't know, man. Let me think. Give me a second. How do you do a music video? Dang. It's probably a song I think is stupid. it's so dumb. Oh, there's one song I know. It's this song. I don't know who sang it, but I found it in high school. I love it. It's called like the Booty Song, and it basically goes like, "Look at that booty, stroking the booty, give me the booty, I love the booty," and it just goes on about a guy talking about something booty for about 2 minutes.
I have
And-
never heard of this, but I now want to hear this.
I can just imagine like every 4 seconds it cuts
It's
to
just
like
a
a booty being interacted with in a new exciting way, and I think that's right up my alley, don't you think? So
I mean,
probably do
yeah,
something like that.
there's a few cheeks that I see in your alley there. Few things that I'm noticing, but you know, let me just, I think we have time for one more. Let me see. And I also totally, if you find that song, I want to see it. I want to know what song you're talking about. I'm gonna try to find that. So Chidori12 on Twitter asks, do you think having such an active following, especially on Discord, encourages you in any way?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Sure. Do you Shidori12 on Twitter asks, do you think having such an active following, especially on Discord, encourages you in any way?
Oh man, it just makes me more nervous to get new videos out. So many people want to see it, and I'm just like, oh my god, all right. when I finished, I actually just finished a video for a collaboration project in another animation Discord. It's for, well, I'm not sure if I should say, I don't know if it's publicly announced, but it's a project for a certain series, and I had a little part in
Right.
it. And right when I finished that, I'm like, all right, we're done. Like the same exact like day, I just moved right on to SpongeBob Opening 3, continued making
And that was it.
yeah, like, oh, it's a grind, one project after the other, constant working, and then I have to remind myself we have to eat. I'll go out, like, look at my fridge, get that moldy cheese in the back, slap it on some nachos.
Oh
Eat
my god,
that,
don't have
cry.
moldy cheese, man.
Okay, that wasn't really moldy. Just
Don't do
quite
it.
a little questionable.
It was questionable, that one taste, but you're just so hungry at that point. You're like, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
let's
cheese
go
is
for
mold,
this.
right? I think.
Yeah,
So,
it
add to
yeah,
the
you can have
flavor, you know,
aged.
very yummy. Just give me. So I don't know. It's just right now. My life has been for the past 2 months or 3 months since school started. Animate constantly, draw on my sketchbook after class in the library, practice my art, improve anatomy, go to my classes, learn economics, cry, go to sleep, eat food, poop, pee.
Well,
Take a
I'm
shower.
glad you do those, yes.
Yeah, I mean, basic necessities.
And you know what, though? You forgot one thing, and it's something that you've been saying a lot. And you animate for a hobby, so you're just having fun with it. And I'm really proud of you for that.
Oh
There are
my
so many
gosh.
people.
If it wasn't fun, like, there's a reason why I still make videos like this. With the following I have right now, it would be so easy for me to just slap some like weird tweened animation together that took like a week to make, and make it about like Shaggy, I don't know, Shags the chicken, or I don't know, some stupid weird
some
pranky
clickbait
like
stuff.
and just get a lot of views. But I mean, that's just no fun. I want to.
No.
The whole reason I make new videos isn't just to give content to people, but it's an excuse for me to improve my own animation, you know?
Right.
Like, that's why I honestly am kind of proud of myself, because every animation I've
You
made
should be.
is better than the last one. And that's my goal, to have the next one be better than the last one. Like Opening 3, I don't want to hype it up too much, but oh my gosh, like it is so cool.
You're just watching yourself do this, and you're like, F yeah.
I literally
yeah, Narmak, you did this.
finished this scene 4 a.m. today. It was just 2 seconds long, and I replayed it, and I was like, oh my god, sick. Holy
and that's
crap.
so good, because it's such a feel-good moment when you do something you love, or like something that just takes your mind out of it. Like for sure, I'm sure that when you're animating, you're not thinking about anything else at that moment, any other stress, and you're just having fun doing what your little hobby on the side.
Usually, yeah.
Takes you out.
But if I got a paper due, then
then you're gonna be like,
actually, I had a midterm at 12:30 p.m. today, and I was animating till 11 p.m. And then and for 30 minutes, I just kind of watched YouTube because I was bored.
School.
And then I'm like, I gotta study. What?
Yeah.
And then I just kind of looked at the practice exam. I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. I just
You
took
got
I'm
it.
like, yeah, it's fine,
That's
I guess.
good. I mean, juggling life in general, and especially juggling so many things, is really hard. And it's just good to know that you have a good time with it, and it's not something that you're just like you say, just pumping out content. You're really taking your time with this. And I think all of your followers, from here on our Discord, to on your Discord, to on the Twitch, people listening, to Twitter, to YouTube, it's just nice when things are not done quickly just for the sake of it, but you're doing it because it's something that you love to do, and your content that you love to do is being loved by others. And I think that's really cool, man. So
Like,
thank you
I don't
for
know.
doing that.
I'm so grateful
You
for
should
everyone
be.
who watches my videos. Like, it's okay. I'd say like a majority of the reason why I make the video, an animation, is for myself. I don't know if that's selfish, but I just make it because I like it and I think it's cool.
I don't think it's selfish,
But-
because if you don't do it for yourself,
Like
then
every
you're
time-
gonna be pumping out content for
Right.
for the exact
right.
reasons that you
Preach.
don't want to do it.
Preach.
So
Like,
yeah.
every time I release a video, I'll go in my bed, huddle up my blanket, the comments, just giggle like a stupid idiot. Like,
Aww.
it's just so great, honestly. That's why, like, what's the greatest feeling ever is like that last push to like finish up the video, and I'll watch it and I'll rewatch it, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot to color in his fingernail, and I'll just go back. And
You're like,
Dude,
no.
oh Flash and export it and go through everything again. And I'll make sure everything's freaking perfect. Even now, I look at my old videos and I know every single mistake in every single animation I've ever made. Like in SpongeBob opening one of Sandy's freaking little nails on her, I don't know, her helmet, and there she has like that thing that holds the helmet in place. So one of the nails I didn't color in, so it's just black.
No,
and it stands out. I'm like, I can't stop looking at it.
But you know what? Like you said, you're making every video that you put out there. It's just trying to exceed the one prior to it, and you continue doing what you're doing because obviously we all love it. Over 500,000 people love it.
Oh man, that's a lot though.
I know. I like even saying it like over 500,000.
Like
it's
all
cool.
of that, I feel really disconnected towards. Like I'm reminded of that when I upload and I read the comments and such, but I'm like, oh my gosh, that's cool. And then when it's died down, I'll just go back to animating and like I don't really like connect all the people who watch me and stuff. I just try to get better, you know?
But that makes
oh
you
my
you.
gosh, there's just so much going on. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm looking at the Twitch chat and then Derpy Turtle Studios. He's asked a question quite a few times, and I think we're gonna answer it. I'm not sure if he
Guys,
did.
why? Oh, Nancy and Jay are gonna get it real
I
bad.
just
I
read that
cannot
question.
believe my special guest is telling me that Nancy and Jay, you're about to get it when this video.
Yeah.
All right, Narmak, tell me, what's that question?
Narmak, what's your opinion on people remaking your SpongeBob anime opening, including? Oh, all right. So I guess I think if people don't know, like I don't own SpongeBob like or anime. So like,
What?
do whatever
You don't own
want,
it?
Like, no, I don't. I am not copyrighted. Like, oh my god. I think I've watched every single content on YouTube of like parodies of what I make. I love it so much. Like those parodies where they take my openings and they edit it and they add new music, like Fairy Tail opening one or Naruto opening, whatever. I love those so much. Continue making those, please. I will pay you to make those. Those are great. Like when they make their own little animations, when they make their own little things, like I'm like, oh my god, dude, these guys are so cool. Like they make little parodies of what I make. Please continue that. I would love it if you continue that. And even for people who, I really hate Facebook. I think it's a gutterish poo-poo land, but people who re-upload my stuff there, like just credit me. Just leave the credits in, like, and I'll be like, okay, fine, you know, just share it around if people like it. That's fine. Just make sure, like, you know, you leave the credits in there.
Yeah,
I'm
everybody. So
super
everybody
duper
listening
open.
again,
Like,
do that.
whatever you want. I don't really care. Like, have some fun, bro. Like, I'm having fun. You're having fun. Let's all have a little bit of fun. Just don't be a booty hole and do some shady stuff.
Don't be, and that's how we're ending the stream with Narmak saying, "Don't be a booty hole."
Don't be a booty hole, and we'll be good.
Narmak, real quick, I know I have said it already, but thank you so much for stopping by CenterStage. You are an amazingly talented person. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for just being you, and I hope everybody listening, take this into account. Be yourself, enjoy what you do, and everything will follow. Narmak, again, I will post all of your stuff down here on our Discord. You can check him out on Twitter at Narmak13. You can go ahead and just like have fun. He has a Discord. If you want it, ask, and then I'm sure Narmak, you'll put the link there.
Questions I couldn't answer now, just ask me on Twitter or Discord. I'll try to answer them.
Yeah.
And I'm also sorry, like, it took so long for me to, I don't know, arrange this or get in contact with you.
Oh my gosh, no.
Like the past two, because I've explained, like, I've been super duper busy. Like, I don't even know what, like, I don't even, sometimes I wake up, it's nighttime, it's daytime, I don't even know what's going on. I just have alarms for my classes. Like, I honestly don't even know the days sometimes. The 30th, like, okay, cool. Like, last year I was working so much I actually missed my birthday.
No, happy belated birthday. Oh.
Hey, it's in a month. So we're gonna go crazy.
Happy early birthday. We're gonna have
George Washington. Let's go.
We're gonna have a birthday party. That's it.
Oh my
I
God,
will remember, and I will send you.
I want chocolate cake. I love chocolate.
Okay, but I can't send that to you because then you're gonna have moldy chocolate cake. So...
Yeah, I've eaten moldy, freaking gross ass.
No,
whatever.
No, don't
I'll
do
eat it. Sustenance is sustenance.
All right, man. I again thank you so much from everybody here at Center Stage for stopping by. Thank you everybody listening on Twitch, answering on Twitter, asking questions on Discord, asking questions on Narmak's Discord. Thank you all for joining us. Once again, Narmak, you are awesome. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
And that's the end of our stream, man. Anthony, any last parting words from you? And then Narmak, you're the last one to go.
Good night, everyone.
Narmak, what you got?
I'm gonna go knock out. I'm super tired.
Me too. I am gonna go knock out.
Resume
All right, guys. Let's
Believe
all
in your
say
dreams.
yes.
Just have fun, I guess. You know, don't just chill.
Don't just chill. Have fun. Don't be a booty hole. And that's how we're gonna end
Don't be a booty
it.
hole. Don't be a booty hole.
All right, guys. Bye.